Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. And for Instagram, it's OTBWPP. And today's layout that I'm scrap lifting off my board on Pinterest is this one right here, and it's by Marilou64. And if you click on it, it goes to scrapbook.com and a bunch more layouts that she created. And this one's super cute. I almost kind of sort of stayed really close to it. I'm going to have one more photo than her because I have these 3 photos of Malachi, and I'm going to use them. And then I have some all boy 2, and that's my boy from Echo Park. So I have a variety of stuff that I'm going to be using on here, pretty much the same colors. And I have ephemera, die cuts, scraps. One scrap is a little worse for the wear, but I'm still going to use it because I wanted another color there. And you can see it, it's kind of torn right there. Well, the top part is torn off of it. And I thought, well, by the time I get everything on there, surely I'll cover that little spot up. And I did cut that in half. Well, I did a horrible job of cutting it in half because one's thinner than the other. But I wanted red a little bit on here. And the yellow I'm using isn't Echo Park. It is actually Colorbach, and it's got like paintbrush strokes on it. And I pulled it out because in my photos, Malachi's shirt is more of a yellow, and the yellow in this collection, well, these collections, is very mustard looking, and I was wanting a brighter yellow. Now, Mary Lou has her photo staggered over on the right hand side strip of border there. But since I got the third one, I thought about putting it all the way over on the other strip. And then I decided to kind of stagger them the way she's got them staggered, but with a third photo. So that's what I'm doing here. And I put the one that he looked farther away in the background, higher up and a little bit in the background. And then the one that he is actually looking towards the camera right there at the bottom. And he is playing in dirt. He's at a ball game, his brother's ball game, and his dad was coaching. I don't guess he was very interested at all in playing ball or watching somebody play ball because he has some action figures. I'm making sure I'm saying that right because he is a boy. And he is playing with them in the dirt. And I mean, they're covered. One of them looks like a Lego sort of thing, and the other one's Spider-Man, but he has them covered in dirt. And he's looking like he's getting slowly covered too. He has some on his face and of course on his hands, but yeah, he's digging in the dirt and having a good time not watching the game. When I first looked at this layout, I thought I would get my circle dies out, the circle stitch ones, because she used them on the layout. But when I was pulling everything out, I seen this baggie of gears in there. And I had cut a bunch, probably 2 years ago. And I've been using them ever since because I cut a whole bunch because I knew they would go with this collection. The colors would go with this collection. And these are the last of them. I thought, I'm just going to go ahead and use them. They are circles and put them on here and not cut no more. So I will be a little bit conservative compared to sometimes when I use gears, but I will get every single one of them on here. And I started to use dies for my title, but I looked at that sticker sheet from That's My Boy, and I hadn't used any of the alphas on there. I mean, it looks kind of like I did because they had fell off over the years because I've had it a while. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and use something because it's a shame for them to go to waste, and I've never used those things. So I used them for my title, and it's A Little Dirt Never Hurts. And I thought about using what's on his shirt first. I make the rules, and the rule is A Little Dirt Never Hurts. But I wasn't sure I had enough letters to do like I said and use the stickers. So I just went ahead and put A Little Dirt Never Hurts. I figured you could read the shirt first and then read the title. And I also thought about the title, when you're not interested in a ball game, you can always find some dirt. But I ended up using this one instead. Um, the gears are from, well, they're Tim Holtz ones. They're the Biggs die. And I think it's just called gears, is what it's called. I think. And then the little tiny ones are from, well, the thinlet dies, the little thin ones, and they're called something gears, but I can't remember what it is. But it has like, gosh, 28 dies in there. So that's quite a few for one price. And they look a lot more delicate. Y'all know me using gears on layouts, kind of like using flowers. I like the looks of them. Well, I love the looks of them. I like gears a lot. And so I use them on a layout and have them instead of the flowers. That little propeller was in there. Oh, and so I must have cut out from the steampunk die too, because the propeller is from that. And I'm using a brad to put it on there. And I was wanting orange, but there wasn't an orange that was round. So I ended up using this one because it was round and there is a little of that color in the layout. You would not believe how many brads I have that are not round. They're flower shaped, they're heart shaped, they're square shaped. Yeah, lots of different shapes, but not as many round ones in there. This border was in there, and on Mary Lou's layout, she has a couple of borders on there, and I seen this one, and it was the hexagons. So I decided to cut it apart, and there was one for scallops, but it was a really big scallop, so I didn't want to use it on the layout. It was going to take up a lot more space than I wanted to give. But while I'm adding some of those gears to my layout, oh, and that camera, it was, well, it was still laying in the die and did not get put up like it should because it's over at the corner of my desk. So I punched it out of the die and decided to use it. I did back it in the yellow when I punched it out, but I didn't notice that a gear was going to fit right in there. If I'd been thinking ahead when I stuck it in there, I would use that little yellow one up there in the middle of the layout instead. But, the red looks cute there too. Oh, and I was going to go ahead and tell you that there is a link down there below for, well, some master playlist that Crystal created, so that all you have to do is click on that one link and you will be able to watch all the videos created this month for the off the board, and everybody will be pulling pins off their board. And it can be uh, inspiration boards, it can be mood boards, uh, color boards, just all kinds of stuff. And it can be layouts. And of course, most of mine are layouts. But I thought that was a really cute layout. And of course, it was a boy layout. And it made me think of these three pictures. So I wanted to use it for today's scrap lift. Oh, and I did find two halves of the picture wheel in that bag too. And I didn't use the orange one. I think the other one, well, I think it's kind of a reddish orange. And decided I would use the yellow instead, since I was trying to bring some yellow out in my layout to make his shirt show up a little better. Man, I cannot talk today. But yeah, I am using a little bit of verbiage like snips and snails and puppy dog tails. That's what little boys are made of. And incredible, daring, courageous, amazing, adventurous, magnificent, and mighty, to fill in that little spot there in the middle. And I just put foam tape in the middle of that little, uh, well, I think I cut it out crooked. I didn't even bother cutting the top one out. It was already cut out. But apparently I cut it out at one time crooked, because I'm just now looking at that. It's a little bit crooked. But I don't mind, because this is a handmade layout. It's not digital, although I have made digital layouts before. Uh, let's see. I've got the boys and their toys since he is playing with these toys. And look at you because he is just too cute. And yeah, I'm looking. I think I got some glue on this photo. I'm going to have to go back in there and get my undo out. Um, oh, I'm putting little teeny tiny Echo Park um, enamel dots on there. It was what was left on the sheet, and I thought, well, surely I can scatter them around the layout and go ahead and use them too, because they're all, I think there was one green one that was a little bit bigger, but all the rest were tiny. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. And I had fun creating it and using the inspiration layout. And yeah, you ought to go check on scrapbook.com for Marilou64 and see what else she has on there. She does have more boy layouts, but yeah, I really like how mine turned out. And I use some collections that are older. That one that's called That's My Boy. I still have a little bit of it, that whole sticker sheet practically. And uh, no paper hardly left, just little tiny scraps. That was like one of my most favorite collections ever. But then they got, it's all boy, all boy, 1 and 2. And it's close, but I still like the other one better. But and you will notice some of those little chipboard stars. There was 2 that I found when I was putting all my stuff up. And I thought, I'm going to go ahead and add them to the layout. So there are 2 more of them on the layout than there was when I was doing the video. And I just put them in the middle of the gears. How could I forget the name of gears? My mind went blank for a second there. But if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. If you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. But be sure to check out that link down there and get lots more inspiration. And have a happy scrappy week. Bye.